The Last of Us has come out on PC, and holy crap, it's bad. AI might be bad for humanity, so maybe let's pump the brakes a little bit. And oh man, Intel's not pumping the brakes on their GPUs. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet this Thursday, March 30th. 2023, and we're going to jump on into talking about what was taking the internet ablaze yesterday, and that is the Last of Us PC port is just atrocious. There's no other way to spin it, but it is just a defecation on anything that you thought was reliable about your PC, whether you were playing on a Steam Deck where reports were it took over an hour for you to get into the video game, or if you were playing on a high-end piece of hardware, it was bad. Even Reece here at UFD Tech, who has been trying to test out an Aya Neo 2 for review, had to wait several hours to play this game because it was compiling shaders with the idea that, like, if you're getting the game on Steam, you're not even getting into the video game before your return window is gone, because you can see it here in this time lapse of the game building shaders, which is necessary for the game to actually behave reliably. We're at 15 minutes and it's still at 20%. Let's just skip ahead. An hour. It's still at 75%. This is absolutely garbage. An hour and 10 minutes for the game to compile shaders and then be ready to launch. Naughty Dog came out and said that they hear us, that they know that there's problems, and they're actively investigating multiple issues. They'll continue to update everybody, but their team is prioritizing updates and will address issues in upcoming patches. But you can see here that there are some hilarious moments, like the game just pausing during the intro sequence, asking you to please wait because it wasn't fully ready to go, or even just looking around. Yeah, look at that. You have to pause and wait. You can't play the game immediately. It's crashed. On top of that, there are plenty of bugs that I've been seeing from the PC port, including Joel looking like Bogdan from Breaking Bad, as well as just weird hair textures, and even this one hilarious clip where if you watch it for the entire time, the characters just start getting wet for some reason. Like they're in rain, but they're not actually it's just indoors. It don't make no sense, but look at Joel. He's sopping wet. Part of the explanation could be because this game was developed by Iron Galaxy for the PC port, who was the company behind Batman Arkham Knight, which is one of the worst PC ports that we've ever seen. However, they also did the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which actually behaved pretty well on PC, so there was some hope for The Last of Us Part 1, but I've seen reviews of people who have played it on the fastest gaming PCs of a 13900K and a 4090 are still struggling to run this game. It has over 1,000 negative reviews on Steam as of the time of recording, and until it gets patched, this is abysmal, especially because it turned out that they didn't seed a single copy to reviewers prior to the game actually launching, where you could get some pre-release anticipation of it. They did also delay it until the 28th. Like yesterday was the delay, which was already delayed until after the show came out. It was like bad timing all around, and they still couldn't get it right. Doesn't look like it's going to be enjoyable. Let me know if you were trying to play The Last of Us on PC. Did it work for you? Did you try to play it on Steam Deck? Did you get a refund if you don't like it? Let me know down below in the comments. Well, I let you know about a company that's not going to let you down. Today's video sponsors Silverstone, specifically with their new Shark Force fans, which we are a big fan of here at UFD Tech. And that's because the Shark Force fans are based on some Olympic swimmer principles, where they had shark skin-like suits that allowed them to compete at previously unknown levels, and these fans now have shark skin-like texture to help move the air better than ever before. The Shark Force fan blades are designed for lower noise, higher performance, a wide range of speeds from 0 to 2200 RPM on their new Shark Force 140, and it has a unique 3-phase 6-pole design, which gives you smoother, quieter operation compared to the traditional single-phase 4-pole design on a fan. It also has a reliable and durable fluid dynamic bearing and a modular cable design for allowing you to connect and manage the cables a little bit easier. They've got it in all the flavors that you likely want to put into your PC case: 120, 140, 160, both in traditional black as well as addressable RGB, so you can suit your PC build the way that you want to make sure that it's playing games that actually work, unlike The Last of Us on PC. The Shark Force fans, you can check them out at the link in the video description. Big thanks to Silverstone for sponsoring today's video. And while Sony might be taking the L in The Last of Us Part 1 on PC, they're also taking the L over in Japan, because the Japanese competition regulator has approved Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, approving this just as the United States Congress has started to talk about maybe potentially looking into Sony's stranglehold on the console market over in Japan, and maybe some anti-competitive practices that they might be implementing against Microsoft, especially as Sony themselves have been trying to block the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft Microsoft. It looks like this is a good step forward for Microsoft on this. We'll keep you posted here on Hot News if there's any developments in any other countries approving this buyout. And Apple wants your approval, so they're bringing you the Worldwide Developers Conference on June 5th through June 9th to talk about all of the things that they're doing for developers. Sometimes there's hardware announcements, sometimes there's not with WWDC. It is a focus on developers, so it's not always clear what Apple's going to announce or launch there. But one of the teasers that people are expecting is that if you look at their WWDC announcement, that looks like it could be lenses, which there's been a lot of talk about Apple's mixed reality headset that should potentially be debuted at some time soon. So WWDC could be it, with them talking about the development tools that they're going to be bringing out for this new piece of hardware, even if they're not ready to launch it. But I'm ready to launch into UFD Deals, and I would launch into Reece's arms if he was around, because I miss that guy.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. It's Thursday, you guys know what that means. I don't. But if you want to talk into a microphone, then the Blue Yeti Nano is on sale. This USB microphone with multiple pickup patterns is going for only $69.99. Nice. Which is $30 or 30% off. Take your pick. It's both the same. And then next up, we have a deal that actually makes me genuinely angry. It would have changed my purchasing decision. It's Apple's 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro with Wi-Fi and cellular. The 256 gig version is going for only $899.99, which is $500 off. You can actually take your pick here on what version, capacity, etc. is best for you, because like they're all $500 to $900 off. I'm mad. I got the 11-inch version, smaller. Still great. I still use it every day. And that's it. Those are the deals for today. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you off back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Thanks, Reece, but maybe we should put a pause on the AI that you're developing to create more deals. It's a bad segue, but that's exactly what a lot of tech founders and academics are saying we should potentially do when it comes to artificial intelligence, saying that there's a profound risk to society and humanity, with a few of the people who have signed on to this letter being Steve Wozniak, one of the co-founders of Apple, as well as Elon Musk, saying that AI labs are locked in an out-of-control race to develop and deploy even more powerful digital minds that no one, not even their creators, can understand, predict, or reliably control. Additionally saying, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? It's a lot of existential talk from this group that's banding together to say if it's better than GPT-4 from OpenAI, maybe we shouldn't develop it. However, there are a lot of arguments against it, especially this one that's on the 9to5 Mac comments, saying this letter is a road paved with good intentions, but to what end? It won't slow research into AI, it won't stop scammers from scamming people with it, it won't stop governments from weaponizing it. All it will do is slow down the progress of open development of AI for the benefit of all. The result will be more secret development of AI and quite possibly legislation that will prevent individuals, you in other words, from having access to the most powerful and newest forms of AI. Worse, this is a Luddite argument. We should pause the development of steam engines for 6 months. Let me know what you think of this entire situation. Obviously, with the development and the rollout of large language models, ChatGPT, it has been a new influx of useful technology that seems to be getting ever more rapidly progressing as the day goes on, and we're not quite sure where it's going to go, but it does appear like we are at the worst that it's ever going to be, and we have to wrestle with this as a society, especially with people like me who still don't even know how to type on their phone, all of a sudden have to combat with AI people trying to take over the world. I want to know what you think of this. Do you think that there should be a moratorium on development for legislators, regular humanity, everybody to have an open, paused, honest discussion? Or if you have the mindset of like, this wouldn't do anything? Or the third argument of like, nobody's gonna do that. Like, it's just impossible to even think that that's a reality. Yes, we could discuss it, but the financial incentive of developing the technology and getting there first and revolutionizing the entire world is way too gosh dang high to even think about pausing it. The capitalistic instinct to get all of the money out of it is just, it's there, it's present. I want to hear your thoughts on that down below in the comments. And my thoughts on OverDrive shutting down, which is an ebook library app, on May 1st is when it's happening, is that I had no idea that Libby was the replacement for OverDrive. I used OverDrive all of the time back in the day before we moved to South Africa, and since we've come back, I've started using Libby to read ebooks from my local library. I didn't know that Libby was the replacement. OverDrive was the predecessor. It's being officially shut down on May 1st, in case that affects you at all. And Lenovo is also shutting down their Legion gaming phone business. They're just going to instead focus on the Moto lineup of phones because Lenovo owns Motorola. So no more Legion mobile gaming phones, just the Motorola Razr Flippy Floppy. And are you going to flip-flop on your decision of what GPU you should buy in the coming days and months? Well, we've got more details coming out about the RTX 4050, which is going to be hopefully the entry level, but it's going to be mid-tier based on its pricing. GPU coming out from NVIDIA with the latest leak indicating that it will be launching sometime in June. The RTX 4060 Ti is allegedly going to be launching at the end of May, and the 4060 has not officially been decided on yet. That 4060 Ti timeframe does seem to line up a little bit well with Computex, which is going to be taking place towards the end of May. It's possible that that is when that GPU is going to launch, but additionally getting some details that the 4050 should have 6 gigabytes of VRAM, which is less than the 3050, which has 8 gigabytes, and then the RTX 4060 is going to have 8 gigabytes, which is less than the 12 gigabytes, and so it does look like there's going to be decrease going on all around. But turns out we now also have a confirmation of what the RTX 4060 Ti is going to be called, and it's the 4060 Ti. We got the box art. It's real. It's the thing. Look at it. It's called the 4060 Ti. You're welcome. We're expecting again at the end of May for that GPU. One of the GPUs that I think most people are very excited by, even if they haven't put it in their system, is Intel's Arc GPUs. And now we got more details coming out from Red Gaming Tech indicating what could potentially be the Battlemage GPUs from Intel, which should launch sometime in 2024. We have a leaked roadmap of what Intel is looking to do, and Red Gaming Tech proposing some specs that we're likely to find in the successor to the Arc A770, which is 64X cores, which is going to be double that of what you have in the current Arc A770, which would effectively mean we would see a doubling of performance in the A770, putting it in the upper echelons of what we currently have on the market right now. However, this does look like it's going to launch sometime towards Q2 to Q3 of next year, so this is going to be likely after we see a refresh from NVIDIA of the 40 series. AMD is going to have more RX 7000, potentially even like a 7950 XTX. So again, it looks like the Battlemage gaming GPUs won't necessarily compete with the best of the best, but you can see here that the high-end one that's supposed to have the double of the A770 is still going to be below 225 watts of power, making it very power efficient. If Intel continues on the same roadmap and the same plan that they have for the Arc Alchemist GPUs, we could also see a very price competitive graphics card. Hopefully they even keep it the same price as the Arc A770. You're getting double the performance for roughly the same price point, because Intel has been talking about how they still believe in Moore's Law. They want to deliver better value for the same price, giving you more FPS, more gaming performance, and especially if they're trying to establish themselves with a foothold in the gaming industry, well, providing double the performance for the exact same price as your last introduction to the gaming market would be the way to do it. Let me know. A double A770 performance for $329, does that get you to switch to Intel? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to let you know that this episode of Hot News is over. We'll be back here to close out your week and the first quarter of 2023 tomorrow with the last episode of March.